Hello again, everybody. It's Harry Boxer, Technical Trader. Monday night, November the 28th, the market had a terrific day today, and we need a follow through to get some kind of turnaround potentially in this area, which I was looking for. But let's take a look at some of the stocks that did well. What we were watching today. ONXX Pharmaceuticals had a big pop today out of this 4-week flag. Volume soared to 8.4 million shares. The stock jumped 5 to 12 or 13.5%. Got up to resistance and backed off. Let's see if we get a follow through and whether the stock can do much better things. If you take a look at the longer term chart, you'll see that there is a major resistance zone in this area. If we pop through, we can see the stock get up to the high 50s, maybe 60. MNTA had a significant breakout through this declining top line and through this lateral price resistance today, taking out this entire consolidation zone. Note that the moving averages have crossed over in a positive way. Volume isn't terrific, but the stock did jump $1.87 or 12.8% today on 1.1 million. And I'm looking now for a follow through to get up to near 18 plus, and then secondary target around 20.5. OWW had a good day today. Let's take a look. Now, a couple weeks ago, the stock broke through the declining top line there after breaking out across lateral price resistance, then sat back and flagged for a couple weeks. Today, snapped back 35 cents or 12.3% as volume increased to 527,000 shares, which doesn't sound like a lot, but for that stock it is. And notice that we also held the 21-day moving average support here too. Logic would dictate that we make a move and test this on a resistance up around 365, but the eventual target would be up closer into the $5 range. CIE, one of my favorite junior oils, it's formed a beautiful left shoulder, head, and right shoulder type pattern. This looks like a bottoming phase. Very similar to what I saw in Brigham Exploration a couple years ago when it was bottoming as well. You know what that did, ran up into the high 30s and was acquired. Anyway, if we can get this back up across the 11.5 range and then take out 12.25, that's the key resistance zone. I'd look for a move to get this up to 15 and then 17 again. FTK doing well and snapping back very nicely. Look at the rising channel here. Today jumping almost 9%, 72 cents on 1.9 million. At this point, I look for a retest of the 9.5 area and get through that by targets 10, 75, 80. Another junior oil that looks real good, similar to CIE, is MMR with the left shoulder and head here, but the right shoulder was very muted as the stock exploded and ran up to 15.5 before backing off the test here. That test was successful. Today it snapped back $1.18 or 8.7%, 2.8 million traded, substantially over yesterday's volume. It looks like we're going to at least retest the high and maybe take it out with the target eventually up around 18.5, 3/4. Good day for AKRX. One of our top 25 stocks jumped 8.28% or 77 cents on 1.5 million shares. We're going to retest the high here potentially, and looks like a move up to that line, which gets it up to about 11.5, should take place short term. That's my target. Halozyme popped today, 65 cents or 8%. Volume increased to 961,000. Broke out of the wedge, perhaps. And if you take a look and step back on this chart, you'll see that this consolidation takes place right at key multi-year resistance going back to 08. But this entire pattern here could be a massive base, could support a huge move. First target around 11, secondary target 14. SIMO acting great, continues to impress. The pullback was very muted here, held the lateral price support. We popped $1.30 or 7.5% today on 653,000 shares, excuse me. That is now the trend line. And the channel that we drew in here calls for a move that could take this up towards the 24 range. PKT looking very strong, even though we reached our trading target on the swing trade here at 17, 17.5. It did pull back to 14.25 or so, held 20-day moving average on the lateral price support at the bottom trend line. Now, if this does carry forward, we're looking for 18.75 and then 20.5. LQDT, we put out a swing trade on that today because it popped 223 or 7%. Volume increased to 328,000 shares, but you can see where lateral price resistance is, and if we can get through here, look for a move that takes us into the high 30s. Susser continues to act great. Let's step back and look at the overall channel. What a beautiful trend. I'm calling for a move eventually up towards 30. That's my trading target. if we can get through this 25, 30, 40 area, which has a minor little triple top in here. Mistress Group MG remains in my top 25, and you can see why. Beautiful chart, beautiful consolidation pattern. We popped $1.38 today on low volume, under 100,000 shares, but if it should take out this line, I expect another surge. It gets it up into the 25.6 zone. KOG, Kodiak Oil and Gas, looking good, and it continues very strong. My favorite junior oil at this point. It looks like it wants to go higher. And if we take out the 860 zone, I'm looking for 9.5. HITK Pharmaceuticals continues to impress. Look at this long-term pattern. Trending much higher today, up to 241 or 6.3% on 325,000 shares, but it looks like it's headed for 45. SPPI, very strong rising channel. If the angle of ascent continues, you can see the stock in the 16 range short term. Very strong technicals as well. MDVN maybe popping out of this 3-4 week pennant we showed you. Up 235 or 5.7% today on 800,000 shares, but if it continues here, we can see mid-50s on this one. Posen's looking real good. A big breakaway gap and run up on Friday. Today it followed through. Not by much, but did at least have an upside follow through. I'm looking for a move up to a test at 440.50 range short term. And HITK, wanted to show you this little flag that's developing here. The stock exploded from the beautiful 2-week flag, popped again, and now it's flagging for the last week or so. You can get this up past the 13.25 range. I'm looking for a move into the mid, maybe high teens on HITK. That's it for tonight. It's going to be an interesting day tomorrow. Stay tuned. Bye-bye.